Welcome back to Ryan Jacobson Weather. Hope your day's off to a great start. Let's hop right into the forecast for today. As you can see, the weather is very active right now across the U.S. We have a lot of precipitation out there, and that includes rain, freezing rain, and even some snow here in portions of northern Midwest going into the New England region. We're also going to see a severe weather outbreak possibly tomorrow, and it could be a large one at that. And we're expecting severe weather starting this evening through the next 5 days, as we could even see a significant severe weather event going into the middle of next week. So let's hop right into the forecast for today. So this is the current look right now, and as you can see, we have some scattered showers and storms right now across the deep south. These are not posing any severe weather risk. And then we have this low pressure developing right now over Kansas. That's going to move to the northeast today and is going to intensify. We have our first round of precipitation that entered the Midwest and Northeast last night. That's going to be moving out this afternoon, but is still currently bringing rain, freezing rain, and even some snow here to portions of the Midwest and Northeast. This is going now into this evening, and as you can see here, this low pressure is really deepening now. It's really developing here, and this is now going into this evening, into early Sunday morning here. This is the overnight hours. You can see these thunderstorms begin to pop off here across portions of Kansas, Oklahoma, going into Texas, Missouri, and Arkansas. And this is really the beginning of our severe weather threat. I'll push this through the day tomorrow here. As you can see, those storms kind of die off. But going into tomorrow afternoon, you can see the storms refire back off here across portions of Michigan, going all the way into basically the Texas, Louisiana area. And really, our heightened risk for severe weather tomorrow looks to be from about 2 to 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon through about midnight. Again, that's going to be the greatest potential for tornadoes tomorrow. I'll break that down for you guys here in a second. But you can see we have a giant warm sector here and a lot of discrete supercells firing off here across most of the central U.S. This is going to continue into Monday morning here. And then watch, you have another round of thunderstorms developing here all the way into New York State, all the way into the panhandle of Florida. Again, there is going to be a severe weather risk going into Monday as well. I do not believe it's going to be as high of a risk as what we see tomorrow, but I do think there could be some scattered damaging winds and maybe a spin-up tornado or two is possible going into Monday. I'll push this forward for you guys. This is going to Tuesday morning. These storms finally exit the coast here, but now we shift our attention back to the west. And look at this, our next storm system is already developing here Tuesday afternoon. So it's not going to be it's going to be a very short amount of time between these two systems. 984 millibar low pressure system, a strong storm coming right out of the Rockies. And as you can see here, this is going into Tuesday evening. We have more storms fire off here Tuesday evening going to Tuesday night across portions of Nebraska, Iowa, going to Kansas and Missouri. And this is going to be the potential for our next severe weather threat going into the middle of next week. As you can see here, these continue to the east here. And this is going to Wednesday afternoon. And it's a very similar setup to what we're going to be seeing tomorrow. A large warm sector. It's going to be a sharp dry line. We're going to have some cooler air on the backside. Again, there's going to be strong winds aloft. So again, could be setting up for another major severe weather outbreak. And I think Sunday and Wednesday definitely have the highest potential for severe weather. This is now going into Thursday here. And after this, it's unknown what's going to happen. Again, it just looks like a very busy start of April, as it looks like the next 5 days we could be seeing severe weather each of these next 5 days. So just stay weather aware, as a lot of high impactful weather is upon us. So let me break this down for you day by day here. This is the outlook for today here, and as you can see, we do have a slight risk for severe weather. Let me go to this real quick. So yeah, we have a slight risk for severe weather. This includes portions of Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma. This is going to be fueled by a 15% hatched risk for damaging hail. And there could even be some isolated hail over 2 inches in diameter possible today. There also is going to be a 15% risk for wind, and there is going to be a 2% marginal risk for tornadoes. Again, I'm not expecting a tornado outbreak or anything like that today, but a spin-up tornado or two is possible. Let me show you the risk for tomorrow. And as you can see tomorrow, we have an enhanced risk for severe weather. This includes portions of Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, very small portion of Texas, very small portion of Louisiana, going to Mississippi and northwestern Alabama. And again, that slight risk goes all the way up into Buffalo, New York, all the way almost to the Gulf of Mexico. So it's going to be a very active day for weather tomorrow. And as you can see, this is fueled by a 10% hatched risk for tornadoes. The SIGTOR, the significant tornado parameter values, are not as high as they were with last week's severe weather threat, but there still is going to be favorable conditions tomorrow for tornadoes. I'll break that down for you guys here in a second. Again, there is a 30% hatched risk for wind as well, as along with a 30% hatched risk for hail. So all the big factors for severe weather are on the table tomorrow, as we can see damaging winds, hail, and tornadoes. So just be weather aware if you live in these areas. Let me show you the day 3 outlook, and as you can see, this severe risk continues to the east now, as we have a slight risk all the way from New York State all the way to the panhandle of Florida. So now another large area possible for severe weather. Again, I don't think it's as high of a risk as of Sunday, but I do think there is a possibility for some scattered damaging wind gust and maybe a tornado or two. And let me show you the day 4 outlook. This is now going into Tuesday here, Tuesday afternoon into the evening. And as you can see, we do have another slight risk for severe weather, 15% chance. This includes portions of Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, and Missouri. And then this is the day 5 outlook. Looks very similar, like I said, to Sunday here. We have a 30% already enhanced risk for severe weather over a lot of the same areas that are going to be experiencing severe weather tomorrow. So you don't see an enhanced risk for severe weather too often. So we'll keep monitoring this. I would not be surprised as we get closer to the event that this risk will expand and even possibly intensify. So this is the HRRR model. This is one of the more commonly used short-range models. As you can see right now, we just have scattered precipitation out there across most of the central U.S. None of this is going to be severe. Most of it will be pretty light here. This is now going into tomorrow here. This is going into early Sunday morning. There was the thunderstorms right now across portions of Oklahoma and Kansas. This is from this evening. Again, the severe weather potential with these is really going to die off going into Sunday morning here, and the thunderstorms are basically going to just die off as a whole. But watch this. We're going to see some new convection spark up here. This is now going into Sunday afternoon here. This is around 2 to 3 o'clock. Look at all these discrete supercells fire off here in favorable conditions across portions of Indiana, Illinois, and Missouri. And then watch this here. They continue now going further south. And this is going into around 7 to 8 o'clock here. We have a lot of thunderstorms out there and a lot of discrete thunderstorms as well. And unfortunately, the models have continued to shift further and further discrete over the last couple of days on kind of that severe thunderstorm outlook. So I would say the risk has definitely been heightened over the last 24 hours or so. Eventually, they're going to turn into more of a linear line of thunderstorms, which will definitely decrease the tornado risk. But there still could be significant damaging winds going into Monday morning here. I'll keep pushing this forward for you guys. And the line of thunderstorms continues eastward. This is as far as the model goes. This is around 8 a.m. on Monday. I would say the highest potential for tornadoes tomorrow is right when those thunderstorms develop. So around 2 to 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, going probably all the way to around midnight. I would say that's the greatest potential for seeing tornadoes tomorrow. This is the significant tornado parameter values, which I like to say is tornado juice, which basically means the higher the SIGTOR number, the better potential for seeing a tornado in that particular area. And so this is going into tomorrow here. You can see there's going to be some pretty high values here tomorrow morning, which is very interesting to see. But then going into tomorrow afternoon here, you can see not going to be crazy high values, nothing like what we saw last week, but still anything over the value of 1 could definitely produce a large tornado. And we're going to see values up to 3, 4, maybe even a 5 is possible tomorrow. And you can see this is going into around midnight. That kind of dies off. But again, the parameter values are pretty moderate across a large area of the country. That's why this risk is so big, because there's favorable conditions over such a large area of the central going into the eastern U.S. I wanted to quickly show this to you guys real quick. This is the current winter weather advisories and warnings right now issued across the U.S. Again, this, the storm, the highest potential is going to be that severe weather. That's the most dangerous threat with the storm. But there is winter weather involved with the storm as well. You can see there's winter weather advisory spanning all the way across portions of northern Nebraska into Wisconsin. And we have winter storm warnings here in northern Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan. We also have ice storm warnings here for central Wisconsin going to the UP of Michigan and northern Michigan as well. And then going to the northeast, we have winter weather advisories with some winter weather warnings across the northern New England region. We even have a few ice storm warnings here in northern New York. So again, be weather aware if you're in these areas for potentially some very impactful winter weather, as some heavy snow and ice is possible from this event. So this is the snowfall outlook from the European model. It's still putting a decent amount of snow here across portions of northern New York, going into northern Vermont and New Hampshire. A good 6 to 10 inch swath here of snow can be expected, I think, going through today. This is now going into tomorrow here. This kind of second area of snow and that third developing. Again, there still could be some heavier snow here in the UP of Michigan. And that last swath of snow, as that low pressure moves by and cool air drops in, could drop a couple inches of snow here across portions of central Wisconsin going into central Michigan. And then this is the freezing rain outlook. And as you can see, the European model is still putting out a heavy amount of freezing rain from this system. Still putting out totals here. Look at this, is in Wisconsin here. Totals maybe getting up to an inch and even over an inch and a half of freezing rain is possible. Even Michigan here, maybe totals of freezing rain up to 2 inches, as well as most of it looks like the New England region is going to see some freezing rain from the system, as portions even northern New York could even approach an inch of freezing rain. So be weather aware if you live in these areas. Freezing rain is definitely the most impactful type of winter weather. So yeah, just be weather aware, as there could be some heavy amounts of freezing rain, which could cause really rough travel conditions and could cause major impacts as well. I thank you guys all for stopping by. Can you just keep checking back for daily updates on the busy week of weather ahead of us, as I'll be putting out the newest outlooks and the newest model runs on each of these different forecasts. I'll try to be putting out a video each morning for you guys. And again, I think there's going to be multiple severe weather outbreaks, unfortunately, going into the first couple of weeks of April here, as it looks like very, very active weather is ahead of us. So I thank you guys all for stopping by. Feel free to like and subscribe. This is just a new channel. I'm just trying to get this going. So I will greatly appreciate any way you can help out the channel. Again, have a great rest of your day. I will see you in the video tomorrow.